What is up, my fellow budget travelers? I'm going over a lot, so feel free to skip around. You came to the right spot because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about New York City public transportation. If you want me to keep making videos like these, please hit the subscribe button, hit a like, hit a comment. Let me know what you want to know about New York because I'm talking New York all month. This is a big one that I get asked all the time, so that's why I'm making a video about it. So in this video, I'm going to go over how to use the subway, how to use the bus in New York City, how to use the trains in New York City, and then of course there's some other modes of transportation like the pedicabs or the carriage rides, Citibike. So I'm gonna go over some of those also. I'm covering all transportation New York City in this video. Yes, there's crazies around. Yes, sometimes it smells. Yes, there's rats, but you get over all this because you don't really see it that often. This is one of the reasons New Yorkers have like a reputation for being like mean and like pushy and things. We're just trying to get from A to B as fast as possible. So we're not paying attention to anybody else around us. So don't take it personally if somebody runs into you or is pushing past you. Like they're just trying to get on the train or on the bus or get to wherever they're trying to go. Before we jump into it, I do want to go over some basic safety tips. New York is very safe, but just like anywhere else, if someone sees an opportunity, they may take it. So make sure whenever you have your valuables or your phone, things like this, keep them in your pockets, like keep them in your purse, keep your purse zipped. Don't have any easy access to anything because if it's easy access to you, it's easy access to somebody else who can just put their hand in and take it out. What you want to watch out for is standing next to the subway door or the bus door because sometimes they'll do like a grab and snatch. So somebody not even on the train will reach into the train, grab your phone and run off with it. If your phone does get stolen on vacation, I made a separate video about that, so feel free to check that out. Just be aware of your surroundings because if you're walking around looking like a tourist, people looking for opportunity are gonna know you're a tourist. So just, act like you live there, keep your head down, don't make eye contact with strangers because once you start making eye contact with that crazy person on the train, they're gonna be like, what? Why are you looking at me? What's up? What's up? Just ignore them, just stay away from them. If you go onto the subway and you see that the car is empty and there's one person in there sitting, don't go on that subway car because chances are they either smell really bad and that's why nobody else is in that car, or they're kind of crazy or a little off. Or go onto a train that has a few other people on it. Just always be aware of your surroundings and surround yourself with other people. This is the city that if you see something, say something. So everyone is always on alert, even if it seems like they're not. They're paying attention out of their peripheral, even if it seems like they aren't. That's the beauty of New Yorkers. We're good at multitasking and doing things and being aware of our surroundings. Once you're there for a couple days, you'll get used to it and get the feel of things. Be careful because those buses come in fast. The train comes in fast. They can't just like stop. So just stay out of the way. You don't want to be standing in the road when the bus is coming or something like this to try and skip the line or whatever. Unfortunately, accidents do happen. So just be aware of how you're standing. Don't have it easy for you to get knocked over. When you're on the train or on the bus or wherever, somewhere that has a door, just be aware of the door because people are going to shove in and out at the same time. So you're gonna be in the middle waiting to get to your next stop. You're just gonna get moved around a lot. So it's easier if you know which door is going to open. Express lane of the subway opens on one side. The local opens on the other side. So if you know the next stop is a local stop, try to move to the express lane side. If you know if it's an express stop coming up, try to stay on the local door side. People are just trying to get in and out, and especially during rush hour or busy times, people are pushing and you don't wanna get pushed around on the train. It's just really annoying and then you get aggravated and frustrated, but just stay out of people's way and try to be in the middle of the train until your stop is coming up. That being said, it's going to be hard for you to get out of the train if you're in the middle of the train and your stop is up next. So when you know your stop is coming up, just gradually move towards the door so it's easy access for you to get out. I know this sounds all kind of scary still, but trust me, generally speaking, New York City is really safe, especially in the areas you're going to be frequenting as a tourist. So don't worry about it. Just pay attention and you'll be fine. Your best budget bet, period, is the subway in New York City. You're going to have to get over your fears because this thing takes you express up or downtown so fast. Sometimes I've gotten up and downtown in a matter of 10 minutes. Like this thing flies underground. And you can see why, because it literally connects all of the New York City area. You can go all the way down to Brooklyn, all the way out to Queens, all the way up to the Bronx. It connects everything so fast. And within the subway itself, there are local trains or express trains. When you're looking at the map, you'll be able to see this by the black dot or the white dot. So if you look at the blue line over here, you'll see that if you're coming from downtown, like Wall Street area, you can stop at Port Authority and transfer to the local if you want to go up to 50th Street, which is the black dot. Now keep in mind, if you get off at the wrong stop, the local usually just have one exit out, so you're going to have to pay to get back on to go the correct direction. But if you get off at one of the stops that has the express route, then you'll be able to go underneath the express train to get to the local side for the other train, because both local trains are going to stop here at the express platform. So if you're on the local train, just take it all the way up to the next express platform and then just transfer and take the local back down. And just to remind you guys, uptown literally means up the numbers and downtown means literally down the numbers. In most cities, downtown means going closer to the activity, like downtown Cleveland, for example. But this literally means going down the numbers or up the numbers. So just keep that in mind. When you go down into the subway station, it is a little confusing because they have a lot of machines. So the ones on the left over there, they only took credit card. There's one that just swipes and that just tells you your balance. This one takes credit card. You could do cash, change even. Just hit the start button, choose your language. Then you're going to want to choose either add time, but I like to do add the metrocard, and there's always metrocards on the ground, so you don't have to pay for a metrocard because they charge you $1. So refill your metrocard. Don't do the get the new one, just pick one off the ground. Then you put it into the slot there, and what you're going to do is choose the unlimited, because otherwise it's $2.75 per ride, and if you're going up and downtown, you're going to spend so much money so fast. This is only $33 for 7 whole days, and you also use this on the bus. If you want, you could do whatever amount you want, but I really suggest the unlimited. Otherwise, you can do the tap and go as you saw there. You just tap your credit card and it automatically charges you. These are here to show you how close you should stand to the edge, which is not close. Don't stand close to the edge because you're just going to see garbage and rats over there. But while you're waiting, check out this amazing mosaic artwork. It's in every train station in New York City. They either have artwork or this cool mosaic stuff on the wall, but they're all really decorated cool. It's really fun to see. Now, when you first enter, this side of the train track is going to be the local track. The way you can tell is because there's always going to be a wall up against it. 28th Street here is a local station, and it also has a middle row, which is where the express track is going to fly right past you. If you're on a subway track during the weekend, just make sure there is not construction, because if there is, that means that the train route has been changed most likely. So if you see any white signs on the wall, make sure you read them because they're going to give you directions on how to get to the right place. And here's an example of when you will see if it says planned construction, etc., etc. It gives you directions, and it's always on one of the posts or on the wall. While you're standing waiting for the subway train, as you can see, this one is coming on the local track. And then I'll show you an example of the one on the express track, which is going to come in the middle lane there. But while you're waiting for the train, make sure your legs are kind of spread open a little bit, because if someone were to run for the train and push you, the last thing you want to do is fall into the railroad tracks. So just be aware of your surroundings, and if you see someone running, just let them go past you because they're going to push you out of the way anyway, and it's not really worth it. So here we go back onto the subway. The subway is going to pull up, and what you want to do is check to make sure there's not like a homeless person on your train car, because most likely they're going to be stinking up the train, and that's why no one is sitting in that area. No offense to them, it's just a reality of being in New York City. But you do want to go into a train that has a few people in it. That way, as a tourist, you're just a little more safe because you have a few other people with you on the same train. Especially during construction, you want to make sure you're on the right train. So for example, here is the number 2 train on the left you see there. Then it will tell you what the next stop is, which is 86, which is correct en route, because you've looked at this sign over here, which tells you which stops the train is making. So that way you know you're on the right track. And just so you don't get thrown off guard, some of the stations are outside. So once you get higher up in the numbers, you're going to be above ground, or if you start going over into Queens or Brooklyn, a lot of the stations are coming out of the city over an above ground bridge. A lot of the numbers tend to go uptown and downtown, while a lot of the letters tend to move around the city, like they'll go across the city because they're going into Queens and then down to Brooklyn. And since you have the unlimited metrocard, this is a great time to get pictures of the city. You could take it one stop, get off, come back around, because it's all included. It's an all-inclusive pass, so get on and off as much as you want and take as many pictures as you want. And just like regular traffic, you're going to have busy hours, you're going to have not so busy hours, and you're going to have street performers. So New York is known for its street performers. They're going to be all over the place. So don't be surprised when you see them performing throughout the city. There's also things such as showtime. Guys will get on the train and be like, showtime, showtime. And here's an example of a train you don't want to get on because they're obviously been camping out here. And you know it's just going to smell. So it's not even worth it. Speaking of different skyline views, here is the PATH train. This one goes into New Jersey. So you can either get it from the World Trade Center stop over here. It's called the Oculus, and it also connects to the subway as well as to the PATH train. Or you can get it here on 34th Street and Broadway. There's a bunch of little stops along the way that you can get on and off at as well. But this is the last stop, and the World Trade Center is the last stop for it being in the city. So this is where most people get on or off the train. So that over there was the credit card machine, and then you'll see here they have a metrocard machine also. Don't worry about the smart link, you're not going to use it. If anything, you could use the metrocard because that is going to cover your PATH train over to Hoboken. This metrocard is going to be one of the metrocards that you can just put cash on because the unlimited metrocard only works for within Manhattan. It doesn't work for New Jersey Transit, which is what the PATH train is. The PATH train is basically for people in New Jersey to make it into Manhattan. So this is what it is going to look like after you print it off. For this one, I just printed the one-way ticket because I'm just going over there to visit my friend and take pictures of the skyline for you guys. So here we go. You just put it right here in this slot. And you can check the time to see when the next train is coming if you need to run. 2 minutes is plenty of time. You're literally right there. So don't worry about running if it's only 2 minutes away. And as you can see here, there's the spot for the PATH card or the Metro card. So again, I had the single ride PATH card. And then you wait for this little thing to say enter on it. And then you can go right in. And then you just follow the sign. So when I was here, it was the weekend, so I wanted to give you guys an idea of what the station looks like. So it's going to say Journal Square via Hoboken inside because it is a local train on the weekends, so they use the same train to go up and down. And here you can see they have different apps and things that will give you an idea of when the next train is coming. So there's a number of ways to be efficient on the New Jersey Transit. But what I really like about it is it's always really clean. You're actually not supposed to have any food. There's signs everywhere to not eat or drink on the train. So I think it helps keep the path really clean. And here's an idea from the other side. You saw it says 33rd Street or World Trade Center. So that way you know which way you're going to go. Now on the way back, this was a weekday, so there are 2 separate trains. That's why there was 2 separate times. So just to give you an idea, depending on what day of the week it is, it's going to affect your schedule and how many people are getting on and off the PATH train. So then once you get off, I'll show you what it's going to look like. Over here, we are back in Hoboken. So I will show you the entrance here in Hoboken. You're either going to come out this entrance or you're going to be right over there where those buses are. So there's a bunch of bars here in Hoboken, so feel free to check those out. It's like a whole fun little city over here. A lot of people live in this area and then commute into the city. And this gives you an idea where the skyline is. As soon as you get off the PATH train, honestly, it's like right around the corner. You just walk straight down this road and you're going to run right into Hoboken Park where you can see the skyline. Next, we're going to jump on a boat and check out the skyline from the water. Guys, this is a cheap way to do like a ferry ride. You can ride this thing as many times as you want. Look how cool it is. It's really easy to just sit down. You can stand up outside also, but that's New Jersey over there. And then here is Manhattan. So it's going to bring you right up next to Manhattan. So you'll be able to take video, take pictures, and you don't have to pay the full price of a tour. It's honestly only like 20 minutes versus one of those tours, which is like 3 hours and you can't get off the boat. Here you can get on or off the boat And nobody's going to be in your way because nobody's trying to take pictures. Everyone's usually just on their way to work or coming home from work. And then here's the best budget ferry in all of New York City. It is the free Staten Island Ferry, where you can see the Statue of Liberty for free. And here's a list of where all the waterways go. They even go all the way out to the beach if you want to take it out there. Next up, we have buses. So as we said before, the metrocard will work for buses as well as subway. So unlimited means unlimited. Unlimited bus rides, unlimited subway rides, uptown, downtown, select, local, whatever you want to do. So with the buses, they do have two separate routes. There's a select, which is the express route, and then the local is the other one. So this, for example, is LaGuardia. So you're going to come out and they actually have a free bus that will take you right to the subway. So just follow the signs that say public buses and it's going to look like this area right over here. So the free bus is the Q70. And if you want to go straight into the city, you can just pay for the M60. It's going to take you straight across town over the bridge and will take you right into the city itself. So what you're going to do is you'll see these stations set up. So you've already bought your metrocard inside. So you're going to put it in here and then you have to push the button and it's going to give you a paper receipt. Back in the day, you used to have to wait in line and it would take forever to get onto the bus. So now you can just enter on any door because you've already paid before you even got on the bus. Just be careful when you get on buses because, as I said before, some are select service, which means they're express, and others are local. And just make sure you hang on to your receipt because sometimes the police do get on and will ask everyone for a ticket and you'll get ticketed if you do not have your receipt for having paid to get on the bus. If you're going to LaGuardia, this is an easy, cheap way to get there. Again, it's the M60. It's going to drop you off at 125th Street, and 125th Street has access to all the different subway stations, so it's really convenient. And here we are over by Columbia University, just to give you an idea what the outside station looks like, where you're going to pay for your bus ticket. If you're looking to take a bus from out of town, buses such as our bus are really good. The Mega Bus is here. Greyhound is here. There's a number of different buses you can take throughout Manhattan to take you to other boroughs or other nearby cities if you fly into New York City. Next up, we have horse-drawn carriages. These are mostly around Central Park, but they're going to cost you about $120 for around 30 minutes or so. Plus, you're going to want to tip them. There are different apps and things where you can book your trip beforehand, but I always like to just find the person and figure it out once I get there because, you know, the different horses have different themes and different kinds of guides and things. It's better to pick it when you're there. Now you can rent all kinds of different things. There's electronic scooters. There's Citibike. Citibike is probably the most popular one to rent because they have docks all over the city. They make it so easy, you just scan and go kind of thing. And they also tell you where docks are open or where bikes are available. Then you have your pedicabs. These guys are going to cost you about $3 to $7 per minute. Then you have the big red buses, we call them. They're double-decker buses. I like to sit on the top. And they basically drop you everywhere you're going to go anyway, so this is a really good deal to get around the city. They're going to drop you like by Brooklyn Bridge, by the seaport. You're going to get to see World Trade Center. There's so many stops on this bus. And they also tell you all the history of the city while you're riding. And they have different day passes or 2-day passes, weekend passes. And you can get on and off as much as you want. And then you have our commuter trains. They're going to go into Grand Central and also Port Authority. So these ones are going to take you into Connecticut or out to Long Island. They take you all the way out to the beach. So if you want a fun little day trip, go out to the beach. Check it out. Long Island's really nice. And technology has really come a long way over the years. So now if you want to know when the next subway is coming, you can go to the MTA website and they're going to show you the exact train schedule, the exact time the trains are coming in. So you'll be able to see in real time where to go, where it's going next, which one is local, which one is express, etc., etc. So this is a great tool as a tourist. And then you can also look up the bus pattern. So if you just type in whatever bus you're looking for, it's going to give you the timetable. So for example, this one is the M60 Select Bus Service. That's what SBS stands for. So it's going to show you what stop it's at right now, which way it's heading, where it's going to go next. It's really convenient and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of traveling in New York City. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the month. I'm really close, so your subscription helps. Appreciate you guys. Feel free to ask me anything in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And now on to the next video that YouTube thinks you'll like the most. Again, talking New York City all month, so check out my other videos and I will see you there.